Well, in the last video, I got the dial string all fixed, and everything seemed to be ready to put it all back in the cabinet. And I was playing it about a week or so ago, and the reception was real bad, and the volume was dropping, and it got to the point where it didn't play at all. And it turned out it was a 6.8 meg resistor to the detector tube was about 9 meg, and it was just killing the radio. So I replaced that, and it's playing fine now.
What is the number one thing?
So what I'm going to do now is go through and check all the other resistors, which originally tested fairly okay, and maybe just go through, and there's only a handful of them, maybe just replace them, and can't hurt, and maybe that'll make it sound even better. There were a handful of maybe 3 or 4 to be more accurate, resistors that were kind of bad, so I went ahead and just changed them out, and I think it really helped it out. Really added to the volume.
Getting older, it's just a normal part of aging. That is just not true.
If you or someone you know suffers from dizziness.
So yeah, lots of volume, and it's really clear. So I think it's time to put it back in the cabinet.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
Ansel Garrett, Johnny. I was out when you phoned a minute ago.
Hans, get over here fast.
What I'm going to do is what I call my Johnny Dollar test. If it can play for 15 minutes without fading away or catching on fire, I consider it pretty much done. So I'll check back in 15 minutes. Well, about 3 minutes in, it started fading, and as I pulled this tube up,
well, for one thing, his gun's a different caliber than the one that killed Russell.
So maybe it's just something not hitting a tube not in there tight enough.
That's a point, all right, but it's our only point. Somebody...
A frame?
Could be. Sure sticks to his story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I cleaned the tube connections, and I bent in the connections on the socket and gave everything a good dose of deoxit. Seems better.
Up to the 3-mile grade. Deputy Sheriff Ansel Garrett was waiting for me beside the highway and led the way down the road.
So we'll go with the Johnny Dollar test number 2. See what happens in 15 minutes.
Discovered Hiram's body.
One of my boys patrolling the highway spotted a glint of metal down here in the moonlight.
Report. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Well, the second time around it passed. It played all 15 minutes without disappearing or smoke or fire, so we'll call it good. I might just let it play a little longer just to be sure.
I can guess what happened to the necklace. And as far as the rest of it's concerned, I never make deals on murder.
Well, it's all back together and still playing. So usually the acid test is you put it back in the cabinet and then it won't play, but this time it seems to still be working. So I'm thinking this is just about done. And gets other stations.
Decriminalize political dissent. The Democrats are criminalizing political dissent.
Rather listen to Johnny Dollar than the political talk shows. But yeah, I think this one's just about wrapped up. Let's see what we come up with next.